Okay, new chapter 4.1, solving equations using addition and subtraction. We're going to write and solve equations using addition and subtraction and apply that to real life. So we'll think back to last year when we were first beginning to solve equations, and we will remember some things about that. And the first thing is that an equation is always balanced. So both sides of the equation are equal, right? That's what the equal sign means. So in order to keep it balanced, whatever you do to the left side, you have to do to the right side. Otherwise, your equation would no longer be balanced, right? So what you do to the left, you have to do to the right. What you do to the right, you have to do to the left. And the other thing is our main goal when we solve equations is to get the variable on one side of the equal sign and all the numbers on the other side. Okay? So in order for us to do that, we need to get rid of this -5. So as a reminder of what I want to get rid of, I circle it. And then I know I have to do the opposite, right? Because if I add 5, -5 plus 5, that's going to be a 0. So on this side of the equation of the equal sign, I'm only going to be left with an x. But remember, what we do to the left side, we have to do to the right side. So we have to add that 5 over there too. And -1 plus 5 is a 4. All right, so when we do it this way, our solution is x equals 4, but we need to check our solution. And the easiest way to do that is to plug what you found for x back into the original equation. So instead of x, we're going to put a 4. We take away 5, and we're going to see what we get. We get 4 minus 5 is -1, and that matches our original. So we know our solution here is correct. Okay, let's do one more. And with this one involves rational number, right? But same thing applies. What you do to the left, you have to do to the right, because you want your equation to be balanced. And the goal is to get just the k by itself. So I'm going to start by circling this, what's right after the k, because I know I have to do the opposite, right? Opposite, -1.5. So I want to do the same thing over here, right? And if we add these vertically, k plus 0 is k. 1.5 minus 1.5 is 0. And 0.5 minus 1.5 is a -1. So I propose that our solution is k equals -1. But I want to first check. So wherever I see a k in my original equation, I'm going to put a -1. So -1 plus 1.5. What does that equal? That just equals 0.5. And that, in fact, matches our original. So our solution, k equals 1, that's correct. Okay, so now it's time for you to write in your notes. There's one full page of notes to do. There's some fill in the blanks, solving an equation, and then you need to complete a table as well. Okay, now that you've done that, it is time for us to apply solving equations to a real life situation. And in this situation, we are merely going to just write the equation. Okay, we don't need to solve it. We just need to write the equation. So first, when you have a word problem, first thing to do is to read it over once. And then the second time you read it is to underline some of the important information. And then we'll turn that important information into math symbols. Okay, and then we'll end up with a final equation. So a skydiver company has a profit of $750 this week. This profit is $900 more than the profit P last week. So last week's profit is unknown and we're calling it P. Okay, so what equation can be used to find P? All right, so we've read it once. Now let's go back and let's underline the important information. So a skydiver company has a profit of $750 this week, right? This profit, the $750, is $900 more than the profit P last week. Okay, so we underlined all the important information. Now we're going to turn those words that we underlined into math symbols. Okay, so this profit this week is $750, right? So this profit is, that's a very important word. Is can usually translate to the equal sign in math. So this profit is $900 more than, so add $900 more than the profit P last week. This profit, $750, is $900 more than plus $900 P last week. So that is our equation. All right. Now it's time for you to do let's see, 1, 2, 3 practice problems in your notes. Okay, now that you've had time to do those practice problems, I'm going to help you get started, and then I'll check your answers to make sure you finished it correctly. Okay, so for number 1, solve P minus 5 equals negative 2. First thing, I like to circle what's after the variable. And for this one, we see that it's a negative 5, so we want to do the opposite. We want to add 5, but we want what we do to the left, we have to do to the right. Let's add it vertically. You get P plus, let's see, negative 5 plus 5 is 0 equals what? You can fill that in. All right, for number 2, solve W plus 13.2 equals 10.4. Again, I'm going to circle what's after the variable, and I'm going to do the opposite. What's the opposite of adding? It's subtracting. So I have that 13.2 there on that side. I want to take it away. But if I take it away from this side, I also need to take it away from that side. So this becomes W equals, and then what's this? That's what's going to go there. Okay. All right, and the final one is a word problem that you need to write an equation for, right? So for this one, a bakery has a profit of $120.50 today. This profit is $145.25 less than the profit P yesterday. So let's write an equation that can be used to find P. So let's underline. A bakery has a profit of $1,250 today. So the profit today is $145.25 less than the profit P yesterday. So let's see. Now let's analyze this a little more and turn the words into math symbols. So this profit, what was the profit? $120.50 is, remember, is an equal sign, is $145.25 less than. What does less than mean? That goes here, and here's your profit P. So what goes in there? Less than. So finish the equation and write it in your, or check it with what you wrote in your practice problem sheet, and you're done.